Welcome to the 100th episode of Bothering the Band. Holy shit. With me, as always, for all 100 episodes, Abigail and Levy. All 100 wouldn't be possible without you. Say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
Tell them who we have today. It's so exciting.
We have Fred Armisen.
Holy shit. And if you don't know who Fred Armisen is, you should be hit in the head with a hammer multiple times because he is in everything. The man is literally in everything. I can't believe it. Abby, 100 episodes. How do you feel?
Like we should do 100 more.
Oh, we're going to do 100 more. Who should we get for our 100th episode? If you like and subscribe and tell all your friends, we get 1,000 likes, we'll get Leonardo DiCaprio.
Jackpot.
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Fred Armisen. Hey, Fred.
How's it going? Hello.
Hey, welcome to Bothering the Band. Thanks so much for doing this.
My pleasure.
Oh, my goodness. So my name's Ryan. This is Abby, who you've been corresponding with.
Hi.
We can't thank you enough. We're such big fans of your work, and we're music geeks just like you. And it's just, I don't know. It's like you're one of our bucket list people to get just because we want to talk music with you. So thanks.
Oh, that's really nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
How'd the show go last night?
It was good. It was a birthday celebration for Lance Bangs. He's like a filmmaker.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So he's doing it. He did it last night and tonight, and it's his 50th birthday, so he's having people perform and stuff.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, we spoke with Lance. We tried to get him on our LA show. We did a live show in LA in May, and Abby spoke to him on the phone, and he was in like Kansas filming something. It just didn't work out. But he was very nice.
And where are you?
I'm in South Florida, and Abby's in Wyoming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're covering the whole country.
We definitely are. We definitely are. So we always start by asking, how are you and where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles, and I'm doing fine, but there's like this heat wave. And, like on the news, it's sometimes it's like, hey, there's a heat wave, and it seems kind of like, oh, well, what a drag. But it actually feels really intense. It's like deep heat. Like as soon as you go outside, it's just like really intense. So I'm happy to be indoors. My short answer to that is I'm happy to be indoors.
Great. I'm in a garage in South Florida, so just baking. And but Abby and I, when we were in LA, the weather is so great in LA that when it does turn, I bet you feel it. You're so aware of it.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Have you ever taken the subway in LA?
Yep.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's great. I really like it.
You do?
Oh, I love it.
We've heard, I think that's all we've heard. Because I'm from New York. I actually saw you one time in New York on the Upper West Side.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna gamble. This was like 2007. This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And subway, of course, but everyone we've had on the show who's taken the subway in LA loves it.
It's just cool. It's just
Very
like
weird.
It's such a good idea. Traffic is really bad. And it could use to like spread out a little more in LA, but it's pretty good. It's still like they're doing their best, and I like that they're at least trying. And it's pretty cool. So when you're in there, you're just like, wow, I'm in a subway in LA.
Yeah. That next time we go back, Abby, we gotta take the subway.
Gotta try it out.
Check.
So I don't know if you listened to. So we had a mutual friend, Ashley from Def Rain, on the pod, and oh wow, he's prepared. Folks listening, Fred is wearing a Def Rain shirt. She was so funny, and one of the questions we asked her, because at the time she had just gotten off a tour with you, we asked her who would win in a race. And she very confidently said her. And this is pure speaking on Abby's behalf. We have to know if you agree, or do you think you could beat her in a race?
I highly agree. it's such an easy one. Like she definitely has more speed, and she's definitely, yeah. Even if I was trying my best, she would beat me in a race without a doubt. I'm kind of pigeon-toed and like, yeah, I don't propel forward quickly.
Did you listen to that episode or
No,
not?
I haven't heard it
Okay.
yet.
It was also a slippery thing where it's like, what if he gets like mad? Like, what if he's like, I will
No
beat
way.
her. I'm so fast.
I don't know.
Well, then we would schedule the race.
yeah. Oh, that's right. Then we'd do it.
Then we would
We
have to
should
do
schedule
it.
the race anyway, just as spectacle.
Well, if you're in, we'll get Ashley
in.
on board too.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
I'm writing down schedule the race with a bunch of exclamation points.
I love
Schedule
Jeff
the
Rain
race.
so much. I don't even wear band shirts, and this is one I'm wearing.
Oh yeah, they're great. I often try to find music that is inspiring, but put on in the background when I can work. So it has to walk this fine line, and Def Rain definitely does.
Oh, so good.
So good. And so band shirts, hardly any band shirts.
Yeah, not for any big reason. Like it's just for some reason I like plain black t-shirts.
Mhm.
They just go with everything. But once in a while I'll put like a Def Rain shirt on. But really I just stick to black t-shirts.
I do too, but they all have bands on them. They're all black.
How does it drive you crazy when there's too much paint on it? Sometimes their designs are so much that I'm like, I feel like I'm wearing like all rubber.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it like folds weird, and then eventually it starts
Yeah.
cracking.
Totally.
Hmm.
Especially newer screen printing. It's thicker. And if it covers a big chunk of the shirt, it has to be just a small, like that is perfect.
Yes.
Like
line drawings. Yeah.
yeah. What's the last music you listened to?
I have to remember to answer honestly,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes.
Oh, you can lie on here too if you want.
Well, it's just bad, like because sometimes like I try to think like what's cool,
Yeah.
But the last thing that's on my turntable, I left it on there because I like this record so much. So sometimes I go record shopping when I go to a different country, and I went to London, and then I picked up a bunch of records, and there's a record that I didn't know anything about, but it had like a staff recommendation or something, and it was someone named Melissa Nadler. Or Marissa Nadler. Maybe it was Marissa or Melissa Nadler. Wait, let me look it up.
I just wrote M Nadler to look up later.
Marissa Nadler. Marissa Nadler, and it was I was just like, the cover looked cool. When that happens, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna buy records in England. This looks great. And then I put it on, and I just loved it. So I listened to the whole album. It was kind of on like white marble-ish vinyl, and then I left it on my turntable because I was like, I really like this. So that's the last thing I listened to.
Oh, very cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Did you ever do the What's in My Bag? The Amoeba thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have?
Yeah. That's another one where I tried not to like buy stuff that, this is going to make me look cool.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with that. That's what happens to me sometimes. I'm like, oh, my top 3 movies, like, I'm like, wait a minute. What's my real top 3 movies? What's a real TV show that I actually watch? So for What's in My Bag, I try to there was stuff that I was actually looking for that I tried to do. And
yeah, it's real easy to go. Cool.
Yeah. But before that, the Marissa Nadler one, I listened to a reissue of Badly Drawn Boys album.
Oh, nice.
Hour of the Wildebeest.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that came out in 2000 because I just can't believe 2000 is that long ago. Like that album to me, I'm like, no, it's kind of like a current-ish album, Badly Drawn Boy.
Yeah.
22 years ago. So it's just, I know. Anyway, I listened to that all the way through too.
We had this conversation. We talk about it a lot, where people this is loosely tied to what you were saying, where people talk about music in the 80s. Like, what's your favorite 80s music? And you think of new wave and what was on the radio, one hit wonders, that type of thing. But then you're like, well, Violent Femmes and Pixies and so much punk rock and ska music. And in the 80s, that Replacements is one of our big, like, Abby and I love the Replacements, and that's all 80s, but you would never categorize it as
so weird.
80s music.
I couldn't agree more. Like, who's gonna do Replacements? It's like,
Yes.
oh, that's punk rock from Minneapolis. Like, nope, that's also 80s music.
That's 80s music all day.
Total 80s music. And there's something else like that. Oh, I know. Fugazi. Fugazi first
Yes.
EP. I'm like, that's 80s. That's 80s music.
This is insane. We have a question on here. This is all pre-written.
Yeah.
Fugazi or Minor Threat?
Oh. For me, Fugazi. I love Minor Threat. Who doesn't love Minor Threat? Like, I love Minor Threat. Love them. But I think Fugazi wasn't part of a movement. So Minor Threat I love, but they were also part of the hardcore movement. So I liked a lot of other hardcore alongside it. Fugazi, I was like, I don't even know. It didn't even have a category that I was like, they're like reinventing how to make music as a band. So that's the only reason I'd favor them.
Hundo P, agree. I remember I was in 7th grade and I listened to Repeater plus 13 songs, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, my brain is not smart enough to comprehend this, but I know I like it.
Exactly.
And it struck a 13-year-old boy's heart.
Yeah.
That's wild you brought it up.
Yeah, that was shocking when that came out too. That was also where they're like, man, what are they on to?
Yeah, they're on something. Who was your favorite musical guest when you were on SNL that you got to see, talk to?
Modest Mouse.
Oh, nice.
I only because like I am nostalgic for that sound, right? Like that sound of whatever that's called. And it didn't happen much on SNL. Like, most of it was like, there was all kinds of stuff, but that felt a little bit to me like, somebody from my family is here. And so I just really enjoyed. So I have things attached to it. Like, it's nostalgia, but also, I don't know, I felt like, wow, what a crazy life that I'm here. And then Modest Mouse is the musical guest. But that said, there are a million amazing bands that played on there, and bands who also, like, who I didn't know very well, and I liked that I got to know them. Like, oh wow, this is what they sound like. And then there'd be like old classics, there'd be some people from the 70s and stuff that I was like, this is great. I like that they're doing this. Or there'd be like superstars. I'm like, wow, that's what it looks like for a superstar to play on a TV show.
Yeah.
So for different reasons, different artists.
There was this, I remember noticing, and I'm curious if you noticed it, it was a switch to indie, more indie, but they were popular indie bands. And I know exactly the band where I was like, oh, SNL's booking cool bands. That was Spoon.
Yes.
When Spoon was on, and then also was St. Vincent on?
Oh yeah, twice.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, now I know that there's a younger generation in someone's ear being like, these are cool bands, these people. And I felt good.
Yeah, I felt the same. And like, it just keeps happening too. There'll be some newer band who I don't know. I mean, I liked when Beck was on so many times while I was there. He was on maybe 3 or 4 times, and he's always great. Bjork. I mean, and then there's like the sort of like starstruck quality of seeing Prince or Paul McCartney there too. It's like, wow, that's really them,
I saw Paul McCartney once in New York, and it was, I don't know, it's all spectacle and unfathomable that you're like, oh, there's a Beatle right in front of you.
I know.
Very
and
close. They exist.
He exists, and he's a Beatle, and then he's fully singing and playing the bass.
Yep.
I know that's what he does, but I'm like, and he's also working. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
his bass is plugged in. I don't know. It's like he's also like working. It's so crazy. Like, and then doing like so many songs. I was like, I would be exhausted doing that many songs.
We
Easily.
yeah, easy. We did a live show in New York like 2 months ago, and it was so much fun. David Cross was on the show. It was so much fun, and we just got off and we're like, I don't know how, like, so much respect for musicians, comedians, everyone who has to do it again the next night,
Can you
because
imagine?
we were just just so excited but defeated, just like all of our stuff was left out of us.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do it the next day.
Yeah. And then they go on to another city, then another city. And
Yeah. And people like massive, like Lady Gaga, like where the show is 90% of it,
yeah,
and the dancing and all that. That's bananas to me.
I know. I'm blown away by all
We're blown away by you. Do you ever look at your IMDb page? Because it's very long.
No, I just, I feel lucky to get to do stuff. And then
Yeah.
I just generally, if something seems interesting, I'll just do it, like some TV show or something, or if it's friends who are working on something, I like being with them, or playing live shows or whatever, anything with music, I go kind of month to month and I just keep trying to do as much as I
Yeah.
can.
Well, congratulations on Los Spookies 2, season 2.
Yeah.
And This Fool as well. So
Right.
much news shit coming.
Yeah.
Let's get some really dumb questions in here. Would you rather have to play the steel drum for the rest of your life or carry a djembe for a year everywhere you go?
I'd do the djembe for a year because rest of my life is like, after that first year, I'd be like, oh, I could have carried around that djembe all year.
Yeah.
Because the steel drum is like, it's not just playing it, it's gonna have to be carried. Like, it's gonna have to be in these rooms and stuff. And if this thing actually happened, I bet you I would be carrying that steel drum around. If we arrange this, you're not saying we'll have someone take it around for you. I think it's implied that I would also have to carry around a steel drum.
I like that you answered this really dumb question very practically.
Yeah.
Okay, Fred Astaire, Fred Flintstone, or Freddie Mercury, or any other famous Freds that you can think of.
Let's go Freddie Mercury, because Fred Astaire, that goes without say. Like, can you imagine someone like that existing today? Like, to be that accomplished? And it's weird, like, you watch his movies or whatever, now, and it still works. You're like, how is somebody that graceful? He makes it look so easy. And Fred Flintstone is a big part of all of our lives. But Freddie Mercury, I cannot believe he was in a rock band. Like, that's a band. Can you imagine their band practices? Like, they probably had a room like any other band practice room. Can you imagine that's the sound they made? I'd be like, what band are we that like we can make something this gigantic? None of it's like we'll just jam, a little jam and stupid lyrics. It's all like this, and like, I can't believe that's bass, piano, drums and guitar and vocals. And I think that like the idea that he was like, I'm not going to be shy and like pretend I'm not that great at this. I'm going to be amazing at this and entertaining and still get rock fans. I'm still going to get like the dumbest rock fans too, and they're going to be into what I do as well. This is going to be I feel like he's like the grand like equalizer of audiences. Like, no, everyone agrees like that is awesome.
Well said. Wow. You're right though. You think of Queen and you think of arenas and these massive, but you're like, yeah, they were in a studio, a tiny little, as big as this garage, and
right. Like, they didn't start that way. They were just four dudes kind of like, hey, let's try to write something. I also think it's like notable that he's Persian,
Oh yeah.
of Persian descent. I'm a little bit like that's one for Iran that's like that's something they should be proud of.
Yeah. I always forget until someone like you brings it up.
I always forget too. I just think of England and I'm like, nope. I mean, he's British, but whatever,
Yeah.
however that breaks down, of Persian descent.
Have you ever been to Portland, Maine?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there a bunch of times and I performed there in I think maybe 2019 on tour. It was great. It's a great place.
We were racking our brain trying to think of a Portland question but also like something not obvious. And that's all we came up.
That's a good one, but that's a good one.
So,
I don't like that. Like, I don't know when we're going to figure out in humanity, like not naming a city the same city as something else. It's nobody's fault. Both cities are great, but there's a Vancouver, Washington, there's a Vancouver, Canada. And I'm just like, there's no way around it, but I just wish we could all think of a system to be like, hey guys, let's like rename some of our cities.
like Tom Segura has a good bit about London, Ontario.
Yeah. What does he say?
I'm not even trying because I'll butcher it, but he's just like, can you imagine? Like they're like, let's name this London, and they're like, yeah, it's a great idea. We'll trick people into,
That's what like, it's naming a city. You have so many opportunities. There's like so many cool things you can do. I'm not blaming those either. Portland, I understand. The Vancouver one, I'm a little bit like, guys, come on, like, just
so close.
think of something, or even later in history, like, oh, maybe we could like rename it. I even think New York. I'm just like, new anything.
Yeah.
Just like, let's call New York like, I don't know. New York could have been something else. If the whole thing was Brooklyn.
Yeah. That's how I felt. And I'm curious, both of you, when you were a kid, I thought this about North and South Carolina, North Dakota and South Dakota. I was like, can't we let's give them new names?
Absolutely.
What are we doing here? Call one Carolina and one like something else.
What fun. Like, won't that be a fun day to like, oh my God, we're not North Carolina anymore. Now we're this. I feel like everyone would be happy.
How come it's Virginia and West Virginia? Why isn't it East Virginia and West Virginia?
That is bonkers. Every other state is North and South, and they were the one that were like, nope, West. Please help us out, all of us. Please. Beautiful state. All respect to these places, but come on, let's, there's got to be something. Name it after a person you all admire. Maybe their first governor, whatever you want. It doesn't, all it has to be is something different West, come on.
Have you either of you been to West Virginia?
Oh yeah.
I've been. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's stunning. The people are nice. The food is
awesome.
good.
But another name. Or even, to be fair, how about West Virginia keeps their name and then Virginia has to change their name to something else, just to keep it like, okay, let's be fair to everybody.
And what's up with Washington, D.C.? Let's change that too while we're at it.
Absolutely.
Just rename everything.
I would just rename that one District of D.C.
Yeah, just D.C. That's badass.
Columbia. This place is called D.C. Everyone,
that's very cool.
I really feel like most people would agree, like, hey, that's great. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one place that's just called like with two initials.
Well, because it's true. They're trying to get statehood. If they do, they can't be Washington anymore.
Nope.
Sorry, taken. Move
DC.
on.
Only state that has the two letters.
They're going to be East Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
And I think, I know people might disagree. I don't mind. I also think new anything is like, just like New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey. I don't know. I'm not into it.
It's pretentious.
It's pretentious. It's certainly not new. And now it's like from another time.
Is there like an age limit where they have to change their name to Old Jersey,
Yeah.
Old Hampshire?
Jersey,
Right?
Jersey
It's been
2.
like centuries. Jersey 2. Yeah, if they want to keep Jersey, that's fine.
Jersey is
I know
fine.
there's a Jersey in England, but I don't know. Jersey the state.
New Mexico's got to come up with something. They can't be Mexico.
Jersey the
Name-
Entertainer.
Jersey the Entertainer.
Sorry. I'll stop.
New Mexico. What could New Mexico be?
I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of localized positive slang that you could use that I don't know. I'm just saying I'm sure there is something regional that is affectionate towards the people, the place, all that is
Yeah.
only theirs that they use. There has to be. We're good. This is the podcast is over after this. This is our mission.
Like the name Albuquerque in itself, that's a great name. So I'm just saying that as a positive. I'm like, what? Let's go that direction. Albuquerque.
Yes.
Whoever thought of that? I'm like, that's how, yes, that's how you name a new city. You come up with a word that no one's heard really. And wow, that's interesting. Albuquerque.
So Abby and I are both we met in middle school in Orlando, Florida. And Orlando has a thing with the name is no one can pinpoint why it's named that.
Oh, wow.
There's like 5 different it's because of this person or this lake, and there's no definitive answer. So it's kind of like that where some guy was like, I like how this sounds. Kind of like naming a baby. I like this. I'm gonna name it Freddie Mercury.
I really like this. Because Orlando, then it's really an original city. Then you're like, nope, or this is it.
Yeah.
We are great because this is the very beginning. We are Orlando.
Absolutely. I don't know how to follow it up, but have you seen the Woodstock 99 doc?
I haven't seen it.
It's pretty. I've watched it this week.
Is there more than one? Or
there's 3 episodes. There are 2. There was one on Hulu like a couple years ago.
Like a different documentary entirely.
Yeah. And now there's a new like 3 episode one on Netflix. That's but it's much better and more detailed, but also more anxiety inducing. So yeah, it's tough sledding, and it sounds like my hell, just like how dirty and violent and all the the very bro-y vibe there.
Not interested.
The good doc, bad times.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean like not interested in the doc. I mean, like, that's something I wouldn't have been interested in. Like, I mean, festivals are just like, I don't know. It's like not, it's a lot of work.
Festivals are tough.
Get there and you're just exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be a bummer about festivals, but anyway, to your point, yes, that sounds like it was awful.
What's the last festival you went to?
Well, I performed at one a couple weeks ago called Here and There. It's like a Courtney Barnett.
Oh yeah.
Festival. It's like a touring festival.
Mm-hmm.
And different cities had different bands, but I really enjoyed that. Sleater Kinney played, Waxahachie.
Fabulous.
Love
Yeah,
her.
it was really cool.
Saw her at Pitchfork last year. I was at Pitchfork.
How was that?
She was there. It was wonderful. Nothing like Woodstock.
Pitchfork, is it still at that same place in Chicago?
Yeah, Union Park, I think is what it's called.
I went once a long time ago, and it was great. It was like a nice location.
Yeah, I went because a friend of ours is the attorney for the whole festival, and he was like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Absolutely." But St. Vincent closed it, and Phoebe Bridgers was there, and Waxahachie and Big Thief. It was right up my alley. Great. And Animal Collective, which is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, wow! They don't play that much, really.
They don't.
There must be something being the attorney for Pitchfork, because you're a little bit like, hey, I can't advise you guys, but like, or maybe I can, but like, we got to make sure everything's safe, and we have to watch out for like.
Yeah, well, he does the IP stuff
and all that stuff, Oh, okay.
He does the IP. So if you for instance, some of the bands were broadcast on their YouTube and some weren't. So handling those details.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
you. I thought you meant for like crowd control and
No, he
security
does
and
like
all that stuff.
creative IP. That's what he does. Shout out Adam Santiago, who will listen to
Adam
this.
Santiago.
He's in New York. He's in Queens. Or he's in Harlem, but he's
Harlem is
listening.
originally that name comes from the Netherlands. There's a Harlem.
Dutch. Yeah, and it has 2 A's. That's how they spell it.
Oh,
Yeah, HAARLEM.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learning all the new things today.
Yeah.
New Harlem. When you were a kid, did you ever write on your arms or your jeans or anything like that?
No.
No, you weren't
Nope.
like backpack.
Nope. Book covers.
Okay.
Like if you put paper over like your
Yeah.
book.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe backpack. And in high school, we used to paint on our jackets.
Mm-hmm.
Like
T-birds.
Yeah, like just paint like on the back.
Mm-hmm.
But on my arms and my jeans, no. I think maybe sneakers, not even. I don't know. I can't quite remember, but no, not on my arms.
Maybe that was like a 90s punk rock kid thing. We would
Oh, it
like,
might have been.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's the reason I still have Sharpies with me to this
Really?
day. Like every bag I own has at least one Sharpie in it.
Sharpies are incredibly useful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They're so useful that like
There's one
I've
right there.
traveled to other countries and been like, oh, I have to pick up a Sharpie. And I always need it.
Mhm.
For packages.
I always have them. They're
They're
stuck in some random pocket. I'll pull out a backpack I haven't seen in 10 years. There's like 4 Sharpies in the bottom. They still work.
They are effective.
Yeah, I have them backpack, like drawer, office, in my truck too, in the glove compartment. You never know when you have to like write bothering the band on like a garbage
Yeah.
fridge.
I think we should all, anyone in punk rock we should all write a letter to the Sharpie company being like, thank you.
Mhm.
And then Kinko's too. That might be more of an 80s thing, but like, no, it's 90s too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for
I-
real.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like punk rock should like give a statue to Kinko's to be like, you spread the word.
Mhm.
You did.
Oh
I
yeah.
made copied everything at Kinko's.
Yeah. It's fanzines,
Flyers.
flyers.
Everything.
I bet you some 7-inch covers were made at Kinko's. Guaranteed.
Shout out to Kinko's. Do they still exist?
FedEx Kinko's does
Yeah.
still exist.
Okay.
I drove by one today,
FedEx Kinko's.
and they're still angry about it. I don't know about you, but when I used to go to Kinko's to make those things, the equal punk rock kids behind there were like, I'd be like, I need help. They're like, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's they must train them to be that way. Remember, roll your eyes.
Well, that's Dave Chappelle did a whole bit about that
He
on
did
the Chappelle show.
Yeah.
about how they
where-
train them.
And he worked in the copy shop.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, you got to look that one up. It's a good one.
Oh man. Oh, just because it's fresh in my brain. I don't know if you, again, how aware of how much shit you have out in the world, but IFC is playing during the day. As I work from home during the day, they're just blasting Portlandia. So I'll put it on while I'm eating or something or taking a break. And it's a sketch where you play like a one night stand, and Carrie's character is trying to get rid of you. And there's one line, and it's not the point, but you're not getting out of her bed, not getting out of the character's bed, and then all of a sudden you drum on your legs and you go, don't you just hate metal drummers? And that's like it cuts to the next part, and I'm just like, that to me is the funniest shit ever.
That was I think we call that one the never ending date.
Okay.
I think that's how we wrote it. We're trying to write something where like, because I think it's from the experience of like someone just hanging around, they're in a different schedule than you, and you're like, no, I've got to get on with my day. And it's not even necessarily a date. It's just that sometimes there's people in your life where you're like, oh my God, I've really got to like, and they're like, oh, can I get a ride? And it just goes on forever.
And
Yeah.
all the subtlety is like when the character goes to get the keys and you make her get him out of the tree.
Oh
is
yeah.
also so funny. Like, so dumb. All right. Do you have anything weird memorized, like a driver's license number or something just out
Oh,
of the blue where most people don't have it memorized? And don't say it if you do.
I think I remember I remember my phone number and home address when I was a kid. Um,
Well, you had to. You didn't have it in a phone.
no,
You had to remember that stuff.
repeating it all the time.
Hmm.
Oh, this is such a good question. I suppose, well, we repeated prayers all the time in Catholic school. I didn't go to Catholic school, but just in church.
Mhm.
Damn. Wait, give me
Stumped
a
Fred
minute.
Armisen.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's got something cooking, but
I know. I think I've got my frequent flyer miles on one airline. I've got that memorized pretty good, and I've got it memorized well, and it's something that shouldn't. I'm like, why did I memorize it? But I just did.
that's exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah,
That's one of
Mhm.
those things you're like, well, this is stuck now.
yeah, yeah.
It's funny. Are you wearing blue jeans at the moment?
No,
Oh, what, are you wearing denim pants?
no.
No, okay. No pants at all. What kind of
I'm wearing,
bottoms?
I'm wearing shorts,
Okay.
and they're green.
Green shorts. What's the fabric?
It's kind of like um, a little thicker than what a t-shirt would be. So
Okay.
it's like they're almost like like just regular cloth. I don't even know how to
Okay.
describe it better than that. But it's like whatever like this shirt would be made of, it's like the equivalent.
Okay. That
It's
makes
just
sense.
so hot here, yeah.
Yeah. Heat wave. I was building up to a blue jean joke,
Oh,
but
sorry, buddy.
no, it's okay. There was no joke. I was just gonna ask, what kind of jeans are you wearing?
Yeah,
Well, that's
sorry.
the basis of bothering the band. Really dumb, but everyday questions.
All
Stuff.
right. But if you need me to pretend, I can pretend I'm wearing jeans.
Okay. What kind of jeans are you wearing?
Hey, I'm wearing Levi's 511s.
Nice. I'm wearing Levi's 502s. Abby, you got jeans on?
I am wearing Levi's. I am actually
Nice.
wearing Levi's.
That's like
You're the only one, by the way. Fred and I are lying.
Levi's.
Oh man.
Levi's.
What's the circle with the line through it called?
Zed.
Is that what it really is called?
Like I'm picturing it as like a European zero.
Like with where you X out of something, like no smoking, like that.
Oh, forbidden. The forbidden circle. I don't know. Not allowed.
Yeah.
It's the no circle.
The no circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do
That comes from a sketch too. You were talking to the mayor in Portland. You're like, and I think your character asked him, what's the circle with a line through it called? There should be a name for that. And I was like, I wonder if there is.
Oh, wow. Do you ever see, the band No Means No?
Yeah.
I had a sticker once where they had one of those over the yin yang. It was so like, it's so, oh man, it's just like so effective. Like, oh man.
That's what Abby's drawing with her Sharpies. It's
It is.
yin yangs.
And that like thing,
Yeah.
The S.
the S thing.
Oh, that's, yeah. I don't even know what
Nice.
that's called.
It's 90s S is what it's
Yeah.
called. That's what it's called.
I think those were apparently on a lot of like school books and stuff.
Yeah. So this makes me think of something. Did you ever own or wear a puka shell necklace?
No. Oh, wait. When I went to Hawaii, nope. The answer is no. When I was a kid, I went to Hawaii and I was a kid. So I had like a necklace with like a shark's tooth.
Ooh.
Whoa. But it was not a
Very
puka,
cool.
it was not a puka shell one. So no. But for a minute, I thought I did. Memory is really something, right? Like it puts things.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, yeah, of
Mhm.
course I did. Nope.
Nope.
Can we go back to the S thing for a second and just know that I Googled it and it's called the cool S, the Stussy S, or the middle school S?
The middle school S is what it should be
Stussy.
called.
Yeah.
That's when I learned it, probably fifth, sixth grade.
All right. Now look up if there's a band, specifically a pop punk band called Middle School S.
That's good.
If not,
that's a
We're
good
starting
there
it.
should be. And they're all 40 and they sing about first period still. They're like, I
Yeah.
gotta go to math class, like that.
Oh, it has a Wikipedia page.
The S?
Yeah.
The cool S.
Cool S. Oh, well, Abby goes down that rabbit hole. Fred, do you own a back scratcher?
Yes,
You do?
I sure do.
Well, tell us about it.
I
Is
don't
it
even know
metal?
how I
Is it
ended up with it.
wood?
I don't think it was originally mine, but somehow it's just, in your life, you just all of a sudden, maybe from a house you lived in or something, and it's something that was like telescopic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I have that.
And it's metal. It's like a metal one, and it's got like a little claw at the end of it. But I don't know how I ever had it, but I don't know. Gift bag, I don't know. Something, but it is effective.
It sounds like
It's
a
like-
good white elephant gift.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, that would be
practical.
cool. That's a good one.
Yeah. It's like a brand. I would love if it's a branded back scratcher from like one of your movies or shows.
What wasn't?
Oh man. Have you ever been to Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, I went to the Beatles show in Las Vegas.
Oh wow. Cool.
I loved it.
Of course you did. You went to
Called-
the cool one.
It's called Love, and I
Yeah.
loved it. It was so great.
Oh wow. Have you ever been to a Cirque du I've never been to a Cirque du Soleil show.
I've never been to a show. No, I've been to the outside of the building next to the House of
yeah.
Blues.
In Orlando, yes. I've been to that. I've been outside of it as well.
Wait, what's that?
Orlando has a Cirque du Soleil, and it's just right next to
Outside the
House of
Blues?
It's next
It's
door to House of
downtown
Blues
Disney.
at downtown Disney.
Oh, wow. So it's next door to the House of Blues.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Disney has in Orlando has like where there's like nightlife and restaurants and stuff like that. And there used to be a Virgin Megastore there. And fun fact. And then that's where you go to cool shows in Orlando. It's Disney.
But wait, is it part of Disney or no?
It's on their property. I don't know the affiliation other than
Like, do you need a pass and do you park in the parking lot for Disney?
No, it's a
no.
separate little.
yeah, it's a
It's like
place
a
anyone
glorified
can go. Yeah.
shopping center almost.
City
It's
Walk.
like-
You know how like City Walk
Okay,
is?
oh,
yeah, it's
gotcha.
like that.
And is that where Blue Man Group would be?
Yes.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah, shit like that.
That's exactly where that would be.
There's like a Jimmy Buffett's restaurant and a Blue Man Group, like that stuff.
Wow.
What's
bet you it's
Margaritaville?
I bet you it's packed.
It's probably packed every night. So I watched recently your Comedians in Cars, and I love because again, this is just our sensibility. You asked Jerry Seinfeld what music like gets his spirit going. I was just like, oh my God, fucking great question. Because I think we all have it. And his answer was Steely Dan.
Yeah.
And I think it cut. So I was like wondering if you still talked about music with him.
We still talk, but I don't think music has really come up in that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a really cool answer.
What's
Yeah, it was
your
very cool.
answer?
What music does that for me?
Mhm.
There's so many, I bet. He's like us.
I know. It's so hard to decide.
I mean, what really gets me going? Husker Du, maybe. Stereo Lab for some reason
Oh yeah.
does it to me. I don't mean to say the words for some reason, but something happens when I listen to Stereo Lab that my brain really does leave, where I'm just like still pretty hypnotized by them.
Wow.
Love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
What kind of headphones do you use?
I use in-ear monitors,
Oh, okay.
like molded. But sometimes with airplane pressure, they're uncomfortable. So then I'll just use like Bose noise canceling ones.
Okay.
I have
Wow.
those. They're amazing.
Yeah, they're good, right?
Especially on planes. They're
Yeah,
not kidding.
they're really good for planes. Yeah.
I gotta get them now because I'm just using the Apple ones. And last time I flew from New York, my ears were killing me.
Get
No.
the big one.
Yeah. Big ones, noise canceling. Okay.
Yeah.
Deal. Done.
Especially for the announcements, because whenever they start like making announcements about like what I'm like, I don't need this much information.
I'm not in the exit row.
Yeah, I'm not in the I'm privately.
Oh, and then like the captain's like dropping like jokes. My name's Frank, and he's doing bits.
Yeah.
I had one time I had I think it was a JetBlue, and the captain came over the speaker and said the wrong city, and people started like everyone started instant freaking out. He's like, all right, we'll be touching down, or like we'll be taking off and landing in, I don't know, we were going to New York, and he's like, oh, we'll be going to Chicago or something, and everyone's like, what? He's like, I'm just kidding. And that was good. And I was like, I like that guy.
That's good. That's a good one.
He's not even there to see his like the fruit of his
I know. It's just like
it's just for him.
it's just for him, but that's a really good joke to do.
Yeah, that's wild. What's the last Slater Kenny song you listened to?
It would have to be when I saw them live. I have to look up like what their last song they played was.
Oh, okay.
So I just can't remember what the last one was on their set list. We all did a song together as a tribute to Olivia Newton-John.
Oh,
Did Physical. Wow. So that's why I was like, I mean, also I love Sleater Kinney and I want to listen to play, but like, what was the last song on the set list? It was like, okay, now we're about to go on. So I can't remember what it was. Sorry.
No, all good. Can you name any what bands should I feel like you're on the cusp. You have your own style and you're always looking for new bands. Can you recommend any bands to us? Anyone you're into besides Marissa Nadler?
Oh, and Def Rain. But you know Def Rain already.
Mm-hmm.
There's a singer named Kate Teague who I really like. Kate, Teague. Gue, Kate Teague. She's really great. Yeah, but I feel like those three. I mean, Def Rain, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at those.
Great, love it.
Yeah,
I know what the homework I'm doing tonight.
Yeah,
you know. So, do you plan on writing an autobiography? And if so, what would you call it?
I don't plan on writing one. I wish I could write a book that was more instructional, like some sort of a dictionary or something, and not even a jokey one, just like some sort of, I don't know, Icelandic dictionary or something that I just sort of learn, I don't know. Something that's more instructional and more like boring.
Like a textbook?
Like, yeah, so that people are like,
straight textbook.
Yeah, did you read his book? And then it's like, well, no, it's just it's a how-to book or something, or a language.
It's a math book.
Yeah, like that'd be great. Or maybe I get someone to write it with me, so they do all the work, and I'm like, hey, but I'm the author. I wrote it with this mathematician. But it's my book. I'm gonna go out and promote it. If you want to learn math.
I have a friend who was in math books. He was in them. Like he was one of the child models. Like remember in middle and high school, like there's always kids in the math books, like doing cool stuff. His parents made him and his siblings do that. They were the models for the math books. And then when we got to school, like we would open it and there they were.
Oh, that's like, I wonder how they felt about it. Like if they were like, this is awesome, or like, oh, I guess we're in a math book.
It was 50-50 split, I think.
I don't know. As a kid, wouldn't you be like, yeah, I don't have to learn this. I'm in it.
Oh yeah. You could tell the teacher. You could just be like, yeah, I'm in this. So like, I already know this already.
Yeah. They made us study it to be in it. Where does wind come from? And I'm just asking for a friend, not for me.
Well, there's 3 sources of wind, right? There's windmills that produce wind. There are ocean waves push air and they create wind. And then the turning of the earth, it goes at the speed that is like some would say too fast. Hurricanes are when the earth is spinning too quickly. And, that's when, so it's a turning of the earth, ocean waves, and windmills.
No one has ever been able to answer that for us. Again, learning all the new things today. Check.
Learning.
That's what wind stands for. It stands for windmill is now doing it.
Oh man. Okay. I don't know how to follow that one. We're gonna wrap it. I can't. We're gonna wrap it up. Everyone follow Fred on Instagram. What is your Instagram handle? Is it signifies Sordo?
Oh, Sordo Ciego. That's a Trenchmouth song.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah, I didn't put that together. Music journalist over here. I should know that.
But you don't have to follow me on there. I have a very warm but distant relationship with Instagram because it's great. It's good for seeing what my friends are up to and stuff. But I'm not I need more followers, please. Yeah, it's like a little bit so many people have it that it's little by little it turns into a little bit of a work thing. I'll just put up something, I'm playing a show somewhere. But it's really weird. Some days it's so fun and oh look, my friend is in Ireland. I can't believe it. And then, there's just so much work stuff. All of us are just here's my new show, here's my new this.
Yeah.
Which I understand, it's great, but that seems to be a lot of it, which it's not a criticism. I'm just saying, I think everyone's more used to it now, but I'm not being cynical, I swear. All I'm saying is you don't have to follow me. I'm fine.
I'll be cynical. It's way too much.
It is.
I shouldn't have to have 17 accounts on 17 platforms to be able to say hello to somebody that I knew from 37 years ago.
Agreed. Agreed. There's this other thing happening now where now I'm getting all these videos of people I don't follow.
Yeah.
And they think I want to see that. And I'm like, I don't even recognize this anymore. I'm like, I know you want me to change along with you, but I don't feel like it. That's a lot of videos. And
I say go back to no videos. Instagram was fun when it was just look at this
videos.
Photo of the mountain.
Yeah.
Take your videos to TikTok.
Yeah.
Let TikTok do that. Great. Why not have different venues for different things? But my God, it's just one and it assumes that I just want to see any drummer. So I'm like,
yeah,
I love drumming, yes, but this is too many. This is too many. I don't know who this is.
Okay, I have to tell you about a cool drumming video I saw a little bit ago, though. For real, because today was the Foo Fighters concert in the UK.
Right, yeah.
And so Taylor Hawkins' son came out and played a song. So you have to go watch that video.
Way.
Yeah, and he killed it.
How old
killed it. 12.
No.
12 or 13. And he destroyed it. Yeah. So I know you're done with drumming videos, but you should watch that one.
No, I do. They can be enjoyable. The assumption that Instagram has that they're we're just going to send you a million drumming videos. But that sounds really sweet.
It's good. There's been a lot of videos from it today.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them today. I get a lot of, this is real wild, and I don't like this, is fishing videos. So at some point it goes, this guy likes fishing videos. But now some of them are kind of cool. So now it's just, I'm perpetuating it. And I don't like fishing. I haven't fished since I was a child. I want a chronological photo only Instagram. That's what I want.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
That's what we want, people.
Nice that would be.
That being said, everyone follow Bothering the Band on Instagram.
And TikTok and Twitter.
We don't really mess with TikTok. We're too old.
What do you think the future will be like in 20 years? And I really mean this as a question. Will everything be so advanced that they will have done away with social media, or will there be like just more platforms?
I want to say the first one, because it sounds a little
Hopeful.
bit hopeful, yeah. But the second one, it's just, I feel like that's like the capitalistic more stuff, you know?
Yeah.
My fear is that there's a third one where it's just like you have no control. There's cameras everywhere, and it's just taking photos. You're just out. It's like, look what Ryan did today. He went to a Greek restaurant, and you're like, I didn't want to post this. So it's like from far away.
Yeah, there might be a version of that.
You know?
Yeah.
It's all going to be idiocracy.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Huh. Like just the way that we make fun of things from 20 years ago. We're like, I can't believe they had, physical phones and landlines.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they'll do that with us. They'll just be like, I can't believe they had cell phones.
Probably.
What if even cell phones are like, that's so dumb. You had to hold something?
It's like Elijah Wood in Back to the Future 2, where he goes, "You mean you got to use your hands? It's like a baby's toy."
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh man, I think the fear is that we can't. I don't know. Let's say in the year 2000, you're listening to Badly Drawn Boy, and someone goes, "Listen, there's these things called social media," and maybe MySpace was probably out in 2000, and
Sure.
I just don't think we would have comprehended it back then.
No, we wouldn't have comprehended it, and we would have been like, I will never part of that. That sounds so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And then there we are.
Shit.
Well, Fred, what do you want? Do you want to promote anything? You want to tell people where to listen, what to watch?
Please, yes, there is a podcast, and it's Bothering the Band. Please listen to. I'm asking the listeners to listen to this. If you happen upon this, listen to it. So I need to promote it. Okay, all of you out there that go back and listen to older episodes. Listen to the newer ones. So, and also you two. I'm telling you. I'm advising you to listen to it. I know you make it, but you're people too, and we need you.
Fred, do you want to just be our do you want to host this? I don't really want to host it. I'll write it.
I'll host it with you. Awesome.
Do you own, this is just me asking, do you own The Clash live at Shea Stadium?
Yeah. I have it on CD. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
CD.
That's one of my favorite live albums. And
it's surprisingly good, because I remember it's not their original drummer, or actually technically it is their original drummer, but it's not with Topper Headon. And I was like, oh, what's this going to be like? And I thought the drumming was still really good, and stadium friendly, and I was happy to hear that. I'd seen the Clash in that era.
Wow.
Combat Rock tour. Yeah.
I'm slowly getting my daughter into the Clash. She's 8, and I'm always surprised what she gravitates towards, but we now Rock the Casbah is our song we listen to on the way to the store.
Oh, that's great.
So I just got her a shirt that says "Me and my dad listen to Joe," and it has a picture of Joe Strummer. Yeah.
That is very, very cool. That's very sweet.
Very cool.
I think the Clash, they do seem kid friendly.
Yeah. There's something about it. There's something with the cadence of the music of that era, punk rock. Words aside, that cadence of the guitar, the bass, the drums,
Agreed.
they gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
And if you look at all kid, like she doesn't watch like baby shows anymore, but baby shows now they're all pop punk songs. That's just what the theme songs are, and you're just like, this sounds
That's
kind of
because
good.
everybody grew up and now writes those shows.
That's completely what it is. It's people from those bands, or or bands that didn't put out that many records. Like, just let's make some of this music.
It's like, what's his name from The Presidents?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Chris
Ballou.
Ballou.
Yeah.
Captain Baby Pants or something.
Yeah.
Casper
Baby Pants.
Yeah.
He's been on the show. And the guy from the Aquabats, it did that one kid show. I forget what it's called. It has like the dude in the orange. Brad Pitt was on it.
Teletubbies?
No,
Right?
but in that same era, it's Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh,
It
yes.
was created by the lead singer of Aquabats.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Yeah. I feel like you were on that at some point.
Yeah. But it's a great show.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, that's our show. Fred,
right.
we can't, you can hang out if you want. We can keep going, but I'm out of questions and we don't want to keep you. Do you have another show tonight?
Yeah, same thing for Lance's birthday.
Okay, cool. I have to post and say happy birthday to Lance.
We love Lance Bangs.
I love him so much. And he's turned 50. So
That's wild.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for doing this. And like, we're such big fans. And yeah, I don't even know what to say. This has been a bucket list honor, and you're the best.
Well, you're the best, and I'm glad we figured out a good schedule to make it happen.
Indeed. Thanks for your patience and dealing with it back and forth. And we'll get a race next. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll get in touch. We'll let you know about the race. We have to wait till the heat wave is over, though.
Let's wait till it's done.
So, this is probably like a December, January.
How do we turn it into like a charity event?
Nah, let's make some money off it.
Yeah.
All proceeds go to our fancy dinner. Like we're just gonna splurge and eat some endangered species. That's it. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon and let you know when it comes out.
Okay, you too. See you later.
Thanks.
Bye,
Good
man.
night.
Bye.
Love it so. What a perfect scene. Just sitting on the fence. Here's the evidence. It's good to know that your love is meant.